Welcome to the Childcare Director's Chair, the podcast for bold educators who are ready to lead, grow, and shake things up in early childhood education. Whether you're a teacher eyeing that lead role, a lead stepping into leadership, or a center owner dreaming big, this is your space to grow with purpose and leave your mark. Hosted by heart-centered leadership coach Erica Sacosio, each episode brings you real talk, actionable tools, and a contagious laugh or two, all designed to help you step into your next level with confidence. So pour your coffee, pop in those earbuds, and take your seat, because your leadership journey starts right now in the Childcare Director's Chair.
Good morning, my friends. Welcome back to the Childcare Director's Chair podcast. It's Erica here, and today we're talking about something that hits way too close to home for so many of us, and that's the physical toll of being an educator. Now, if you've ever found yourself running on coffee and whatever snack you grabbed from the kids' pantry, yes, I see you with the animal crackers. This one's for you. We're going to dive into the reality of poor sleep, constant stress, skipped meals, and the fast food trap that so many educators fall into. And I'll be real with you, I've lived this story myself. I'll share my personal battle with being overweight, the toll that years of bad habits have taken on me, and what the data says about health of educators across our field. This episode isn't about shame, it's more about awareness, compassion, and finding a healthier way forward. So let's get into it. Teaching and caregiving aren't just mentally and emotionally demanding, they're physically exhausting as well. And the data proves it. According to a report on teacher well-being, 47% of teachers report getting less than 6 hours of sleep on school nights, and over half, 53%, experience physical symptoms like fatigue, aches, digestive issues, all directly tied to stress. Another study that I found showed that 42% of teachers report poor sleep quality because of work-related stress. And sleep deprivation isn't just about feeling groggy. It impacts your memory, your emotional regulation, and even your immune health. I mean, you wonder why you keep getting sick? Imagine showing up to lead a classroom of 20 beautiful, amazing children, and your body is ready to shut down. And it's not just sleep. About 40 to 45% of educators report that their physical health has declined as a direct result of ongoing stress. And these aren't the occasional bad days. This is like chronic issue in our field. And I'll be honest with you, I've lived this. There was a season in my life where every day looked like survival mode. I'd skip breakfast. I would dash out the door. I would grab something quick on the way out, or even worse, I wouldn't eat until late afternoon, and then when I finally did eat, it was usually fast food because it was quick, it was hot, and didn't require planning. Over time, though, those choices have caught up with me. I've gained weight, I felt sluggish, and emotionally, I just wasn't myself. I would hit walls of exhaustion, but I kept pushing forward because the work that we do always feels too important to stop. Well, that cycle has continued for years, and it has affected my confidence, my energy, and even how I show up for my family and my team. So when I talk about this today, I'm not pointing fingers. I'm sharing from lived experience. I know what it's like to pour your everything into your center, your families, your staff, and you forget to put yourself on that list. Here is the bigger picture, guys. Research on early child care and education teachers shows that it isn't just my story, it's our story. One study published by the National Institute of Health found that 77% of early childhood educators are overweight or obese. 27% regularly skip breakfast. 26% skip lunch. And 26% eat fast food 3 or more times a week. So let that sink in. 3 out of 4 educators are struggling with weight-related issues, and over a quarter of them are skipping basic meals multiple times a week. Now, that's not laziness or bad choices. It's a symptom of a system that runs on nonstop demands with little room for self-care. And these habits add up over time. The skipping the meals leads to blood sugar crashes, poor concentration, and overeating later in the day. I mean, I can tell you, I probably eat dinner, or at least, prior to this year, I was eating dinner at like 7, 8 o'clock at night, sometimes even later. Fast food, it might be convenient, but when it comes to the day-to-day, on the go type of thing, it can really increase a risk for health disease, diabetes, and long-term health. And to be quite honest, I don't want to die. So let's talk about these voices from the field, because it isn't just data, it's reality. I've read story after story from educators online that echo the same struggle. One teacher wrote, "Health damage is truly rampant in this profession. High blood pressure, anxiety, sleep apnea due to weight gain." Another one said, "I fluctuate. I'm a stress eater, and in the summer, I eat healthy and feel good. But during the school year, I get it all back." And one shared a scary moment. "We had to call an ambulance for a teacher who had a heart-related medical incident during school. And later we found out it was stress-induced anxiety attack. It's getting bad out here in the teaching world." Now, for those of you who listen to my podcast often, I've shared that story a couple times. And that happened to me, and I'm still not sure what happened on that day. Clearly, it wasn't a heart attack. It was some type of attack. It was almost like that movie, Waiting to Exhale. That's what it feels like. It was just this weight of just crushing my heart, my soul, my spirit, and it just all came tumbling down. And these aren't rare cases. They're everyday educators whose health is unraveling under the pressure of the job. So why is this happening? Chronic stress. Teachers and directors regularly put in 50 to 60 hours a week. The workload leaves little room for reset or healthy habits. Lack of support. Around 55% of educators feel they don't have the resources or the backing to manage stress effectively. Do you think, directors, it's probably time to make sure that we have stress-reducing professional development and strategies in our schools? I think so. And I think just the cultural mindset. And I feel there's like this badge of honor to push through. We celebrate the teacher who skips lunchtime to laminate. We don't even stop and ask ourselves, what does that do to her health in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? Well, unfortunately, I know the answer of what it does, and so do you. So let's stop doing it. Now, here's the good news. You don't have to overhaul your whole life today or tomorrow to make progress. Just small steps matter, and they will add up. Pick one simple lunch. Even if it's just a sandwich, a fruit and water, consistency is better than perfection. And protect your sleep, for God's sakes. Move that cell phone out of your room and set a non-negotiable bedtime and stick with it. Aim for 7 hours, even if it feels impossible right now. Make that a goal. And move your body daily. Even a 10-minute walk during nap time or before a pickup can really shift your energy. I have to tell you, I went to the gym yesterday. It felt amazing. Now I'm feeling it in my muscles today. I might have overdone it, but it felt good. And it changed my mind. And, it almost reminded me of like riding a bike. When you go to the gym a lot and then you don't go and you go back, it's literally like just hopping right back on a bike. It comes all back to you very quickly. And I want you to redefine your breaks. So step outside for 5 minutes of fresh air. No phone, no tasks, just a reset. These changes may sound small, but over time, they'll help you reclaim your health and your energy. So before I dig into my closing thoughts, I do want to say this. If you haven't had a chance to check out our friends over at Jackrabbit, check the link below and see how they can help you. Because if they can take some time and tasks off your desk and give you a little bit more time to take that break, come in maybe an hour later so you can hit the gym, or maybe even just leave work on time. There's a concept. That would be worth it. So book the demo. They're so nice, Alex and his team. Sorry, I just got to share. They're so nice. They had sent me a $50 Amazon gift card for my, I can't remember if it was our 400th episode or our 2-year anniversary, because they were literally on the same week. Anyway, I used that gift card to get a, I'm not sure what they call it, but an band that you can slide your phone into. And that way I can listen to music at the gym without having to hold my phone or worry about losing my phone, or, it's very hard to work with the phone in your pocket. So it's, it was a great tool that made my life a little bit easier going to the gym. So thank you to Jackrabbit for supporting me and being a little part of my new health and wellness journey, which you didn't know you were part of, but now you do. So Educators, here's what I want you to remember. You can't pour into the children or the families or your team from an empty cup. I know that you know that. And animal crackers, my darling, are not lunch. This field is demanding, but your health matters just as much as your work. So if you're living in survival mode right now, I see you. I've been there. And I believe you can make small shifts that change your future. So if today's episode resonated with you, please share it with another educator who might need a reminder that their health is worth protecting. And don't forget to leave us a review. It helps get these conversations into the ears of more childcare professionals who need it. Until next time, take care of your people, and most importantly, take care of yourself.
That's a wrap for this episode of the Childcare Director's Chair, where we believe leaders aren't born, they're grown. If something sparked for you today, share it, shout it out, or pass it along to the next bold changemaker in childcare. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and stay connected with Erica Sacoccio for more real talk leadership tools and a whole lot of inspiration. Until next time, lead with heart, grow with fire, and always remember, the chair is yours. Now own it.